Hey everyone, welcome to your first weekly ConnexU launch. This week's launch is going to be about setting SMART goals and basically how you can use those goals to find more success in school and then carry it over into your regular life. So the first one is just a little video on why it's important to set goals.
Would you set off on a cross-country trip without a map, a GPS, or even a clear destination in mind? If you did, you might have an interesting adventure, but there's also a good chance you'd wind up somewhere you didn't want to be. This is why it's so important to set goals. Goals act like a roadmap for your life. They help you take control and guide you along your journey so that and there are 5 golden rules that help you do this. One of these is to set goals that genuinely motivate you. Try to imagine working day in, day out towards a goal that doesn't excite you very much. It doesn't sound much fun, does it? If something isn't very important to you, chances are you'll give up before you achieve it. When you think about setting a goal, take time to analyze why it's so meaningful to you. If you're not truly excited about it, then it's probably not worth pursuing. The next rule is to set SMART goals. There are many variations of what SMART stands for, but in essence, goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART goals work best because you can evaluate your progress objectively. Another rule is to put your goals into writing. This physical act makes them tangible and real. They feel important. When you write your goals down, use the words I will instead of I might or I would like to. I will rings with power and intention. You've set yourself a mission and you intend to accomplish it. The fourth golden rule is to make an action plan. By writing out individual steps and crossing each one off as you complete it, you'll realize the progress you're making towards your ultimate goal. This is especially important if your goal is big and demanding or will take a long time to accomplish. The final rule is to stick with it. Remember, goal setting is an ongoing activity, not just a means to an end. Set reminders to keep yourself on track and make time to review your goals regularly. To learn more about the golden rules of goal setting, see the article that accompanies this video.
Okay, so if you didn't hear, she had said that SMART goals, the S-M-A-R-T, stood for different letters, meaning it's an acronym. So the S means to make sure your goal is specific. Define who, what, where, when, why, and which. So you should make it as specific as possible of exactly what you want your goal to be. It should also be measurable. So you want to make sure that there's a number to it, that you can actually track the progress and measure the outcome. So how much are you supposed to do? How many of something would you like to do? How much progress in a course are you going to make? It should also be attainable. So this will tell you how you're going to do that. So making sure you're not going to say, I'm going to finish 3 years of high school in 1 year. That's not attainable. So you want to set your goals that you can actually reach, so you don't set yourself up for failure. The R stands for relevant. Is it actually a meaningful goal? So is it something that is going to help you in the long run and not just some random goal that you're making up just to say you did? And also timely. So you want it to be time-based. You want to have put an end date to it. When do you want to complete it by? If you just say you want to do it sometime in the future, the chances of you getting around to it are slim. So you do want to say, I want to do this by the end of the first marking period, or I would like to do this by May 26th. Put a date to what you're trying to do. And then this is just a very, very short little video giving an example of the 5 letters.
Goal setting is a powerful tool in increasing productivity. In fact, setting goals can increase your productivity by 11 to 25%. But actually setting and working towards goals can be challenging. So let's get smart about goals. S, specific. Ask yourself what you want to accomplish, and most importantly, why. M, make it measurable. Are you able to tell when you've reached your goal? A, attainable. Goals should stretch you so you feel excited, but within your current ability. R, relevant. Set goals that are going to positively impact your life. Does this goal fit in with your other life's goals and dreams? T, time-based. A goal with a time deadline will create a sense of urgency and give you the energy you need to complete it. Finally, once you achieve your goal, it's time to celebrate and set the next goal.
Okay, so just to go into some more detail about it with some examples. So the S meaning specific. So an example of a not specific goal is I want to work in all my courses. To be more specific, you'd want to say I will finish 25% of each course by October 26th. So it's telling you exactly what you're trying to do. It should be measurable, not just I want to make a lot of foul shots. You would say I will make 8 out of 10 foul shots at tonight's basketball game. The A stands for attainable. Instead of saying I will score 100% on every test I take, that doesn't really seem possible. You would want to make it something more like I'll have at least a 90% in all of my courses in the second marking period. So that's something that's more reachable so that you're not just set up for failure. The R stands for relevant. So a goal that's not relevant is I will dance around for 20 minutes to be a better reader. That just doesn't make any sense. It's not going to help your life. Whereas I will read 25 minutes per night to work on my reading fluency is a relevant goal to help you with your schoolwork. The T is time-based. Not time-based is I want to learn to play piano. You would want to say I will learn to play 1 song by October 31st. So actually putting a deadline to it is going to help you in the long run. So this week in the series of activities, you're going to be brainstorming and coming up with a list of SMART goals that you would like to set for yourself for this year. So goals that you might want to have set for the first month or the first marking period this year. So I'll be helping you come up with your list of manageable goals, and then each week at our check-ins we'll be discussing them and seeing your progress. So during our weekly check-ins, we'll be talking about your goals and how we'll reach them. You do not need to have a new goal each week. You can have one goal or a few goals that we're working towards over a period of time, and we'll talk about the goals at each check-in. So I want to make sure that this week you're thinking about what goals you have for yourself for the year. And then when we do our check-ins, I just want to make sure that you're on pace to reach those goals and kind of come up with a plan together of how to better meet those goals. So for your reflection for today's assignment, you're going to send an email to me, Miss Gibbons, explaining what the letters SMART stand for in the phrase SMART goals. So you can go back and watch the video again if you need to go back and look at some of the slides, but again, it needs to be in an email. All right, and if you have any questions, send me a hangout, give me a call, and then come back tomorrow. This whole week will be 5 assignments based on SMART goals, and then next Wednesday will be a new launch with a new theme. All right, thanks for coming.